Hello everyone, it's Kathy Champion and you're back here in my craft room and on my YouTube channel, Kathy's Random Acts of Stamping. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I have been MIA for a few days. I spent some time with family during the Christmas holidays and it was wonderful. But I'm back and I'm so excited because we are less than a week away from the launch of the new Stampin' Up! Mini catalog that runs for 6 months from January through June. So be on the lookout. This will go live on January the 4th, which is, I believe, next Tuesday. So today is Wednesday the 29th. This will actually go live on Tuesday, January 4th. So be on the lookout. We're going to do a project today using a stamp set from this particular catalog. Let me make my disclaimer. As most of you know, I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I'm here in the United States in the beautiful state of North Carolina. But I can take care of your stamping needs wherever you live. If you're not currently working with a demonstrator, I would love the opportunity to earn your business. Stay tuned for a wonderful project. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please think about doing so. And if you like the content of what you see, give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. I would love to hear from you. Today we're going to be working with this brand new stamp set called Dahlia Days. Dahlias are so pretty, and this particular stamp set has some beautiful sentiments, some very beautiful leaves, and these dahlias are gorgeous. I love this little one right here, but it comes in with a sentiment. So I did a little bit of surgery, and let me show you what I did. Let's see if I can get this back together. And I'll show you just how easy it is to do surgery on your stamps and then put them back together. This is the way the stamp goes back together. And you can see that I did not interrupt anything with the stamp by cutting it apart. I can put that back together just like that, pick it up, and stamp this out. Or if I want to, I can put this on a small block and have just my little dahlias. And I love this because it's got all the little spriggies with it. So that's what we're going to be using today. So I did cut it apart. No big deal. It's still going to work beautifully if I want to use this along with it. Alright, so let's move along. What I did is I cut some pieces. I took a thick Whisper White cardstock and I cut it into 4 individual pieces. And we're going to work this. I do have a piece of our grid paper that I'm going to put under this so that I don't get any ink on my work surface. And I have loaded up my dahlias. Here's the largest one. And we're going to start off with Rich Razzleberry. This is a beautiful deep purple ink that's going to give us some beautiful color. So I'm going to ink this up really well in my ink pad. I am going to move my ink pad up to the top of my surface so I don't put my arm in it. And I'm just going to stamp these here in the middle, maybe here. And we're going to do 3rd generation stamping. So that was 1st generation, 2nd generation, and 3rd generation. And look at the beautiful hue of colors that you get. Love doing that because it looks like we stamped in 3 different colors, but all I did, I basically cleaned my block off by doing my offset stamping. But I am going to pull out my Stampin' Scrub, and I've already put cleaner on this side. And I'm going to clean my stamp and then dry it off over there. And I have a perfectly clean stamp. This is our Stampin' Scrub and I love to use that. Now we're going to move on to our next color. My next color is going to be Misty Moonlight. And this is where my little piece is going to come into play. And I am going to ink that up. And I just want to stamp on all 3 of these places where these come together, like that. And we're not going to do second generation. We're just going to go right in and stamp that down nice and rich and beautiful. And I need one more right there. I love making my own paper, designer paper, by doing this. I think it's so pretty, it's so creative, and I just find it fun. Let me know in the comments if this is something that you like to do, or if you've never tried it and you plan on trying it. You can just take out a stamp set that has some florals of any kind. It could be foliage, whatever you like, you can use. All right, so now we want to come in with some sprigs, and I think I'm going to start off with this one right here. It's just a little double sprig, and we're going to pull in some Smoky Slate. And I am going to ink this up, and this one I'm going to go off from the sides of this about here and here, and I got a little bit of ink on there, so we're going to have to come back and cover that up. Be careful when you're using a juicy ink pad not to let that happen. So I'm cleaning that off a little bit, and now I'm going to try to go back in, and I'm just kissing the top of the ink pad. Just like that. And we're going to go around and do this on each one of those. All right, we finished with our Smoky Slate. So now I'm going to grab Soft Succulent, and I'm going to grab another one of the little twigs or little spriggies, and that's this one right here. And we're going to go in. This time I'm going to go around the dahlias rather than the, I'll tell you what, let's just go like this. If we go on the side of the right side of the Misty Moonlight, we will be right around where we need to be. So let's just go here and here. And here and here. And I did it again. And okay, I think that's all I'm going to do on that one. We're going to try to sand that if we can't camouflage it, but we'll see what we can do. Now I'm going to go in with just Jade, and I'm going to do the leaves, and that's these little leaves right here. And everything that I'm using on here came from the Dahlia Days Stamp Set. Alright, I think now what I want to do is go back in with that Misty Moonlight. And we are going to just grab a tiny bit using the smaller dahlia, the one that I had cut away. We're going to ink it up, and we're going to come in and do a little bit like that. Like that. All I'm doing now is just catching my corners here and there that look like they need a little fill in, just like that. And I think we are done with our piece, and look how beautiful that is. And we made our very own designer series paper. So now we're going to move that out of our way. I am going to pull this over, and I'm going to grab some of my Stampin Mist. The Stampin Mist works wonderful with this Stampin' Scrub because it is formulated to really clean your stamps and condition them. So that's always a good thing to use. And you can reactivate this with just a squirt of water. These pieces come out so you can take them to the sink and clean it. So it's just a great tool to have in your craft room. Alright, so now we need to decide what color we're going to use. And I'm going to go pull some cardstock and I'll be right back. Alright, I went ahead and made a card base using the Rich Razzleberry, and this piece is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, standard A2 size card. I also decided that I wanted to cut this piece in two, so I knew that this was 5.5, so I cut this at 2 3/4, and that gave me two pieces. So I'm going to use this one since it has the Rich Razzleberry on it. I think it'll pair good with that, but I love it on this Misty Moonlight. But I wanted to add a little texture to this, so we're going to put this in a new embossing folder called Hive, and this is a 3D embossing folder. And just like all of the other Stampin' Up embossing folders, you have a line that helps you line up everything. So I'm just going to line it up on that line, close it down, then I'm going to close it. I'm going to run this through my machine, and I have my machine over here. And of course I've got to get my specialty plate that I use with my 3D embossing folders, your number 4 plate. We can take this out and see what we have. And you have a embossed and a debossed, and I think I like the debossed side, which is very unusual for me because normally I would go for the raised up side, but I really like that because it does look like it looks like a beehive. So let's see, not this piece, I'm sorry, this piece. And I think what I want to do is maybe put this on at an angle and then this at an angle, something like that, just to give a little more interest to our piece. Let's see, let me try it a couple of ways and see how I like it the best. I think I like it like that. That is so pretty. So I'm going to grab some Stampin' Seal Plus. Still think I want that side up. I am. I'm going to use that side up. So I'm going to put some Stampin' Seal across this in about 3 places. And I'm going to stick this down like that. And then we're going to do the same thing with this piece. We are going to put Stampin' Seal works so well. It makes for a beautiful, beautiful presentation on your cards. This stuff holds like crazy. So that is so pretty. Now we need to come up with what we're going to use for our sentiment. And I love the one that's thank you for your kindness. I thought I would look at my dies that goes with this stamp set because it does have coordinating dies, and just to see if I see anything that I could use for a label, but I'm not seeing anything in that one, so I'm actually going to go into some of my older dies, and we are going to pull out our Tasteful Labels. I love this set. There's always something in here that you can use, and I love it for that reason. I think I like that one, and let's see how my thank you for your kindness will fit in there beautifully. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that out in white, and the one that I'd made the boo-boo on, I'm actually going to use it to cut because we have two sides to this paper, and the thick basic white doesn't show through, so I can easily use the back of this. We have that cut. We can stamp our sentiment on here, and I think I'm going to do a piece of ribbon or something under it. Let's see which ribbon we want to use. Let's see if we have anything in the Misty Moonlight. Didn't see anything in there, but let me look over here. I do have this Misty Moonlight ribbon. I think that would be beautiful on there. So the first thing I want to do is get my dies out of my way. And I think I want to stamp this in the rich Razzleberry. But I think what I want to do is stamp off. You know, how cute would it be to leave that little bit on there? Okay. I think I like that. So I'm going to get my rich Razzleberry. Very pretty. And then I'm going to cut about 17 inches or so of my ribbon. And I'm going to proceed to make just a little double loop bow that will look beautiful on here. Let's try that again. There, that's much better. I got a really cute little bow to put on right here. I'm going to cut my tails. And then we're going to use our sand eraser and see if we can get a little bit of that ink off of there. These things work so good. If you don't have one of these, this is not a Stampin' Up! Product, but they, I'm sure you can find this on Amazon. I am very shortly going to be going into affiliation with a site on Amazon where I can list my favorite things, and if you go there and shop, it helps me because it gives me just a little tiny bit of a kickback. So think about that. I'll be giving y'all more information on that as the time goes on. So hopefully pretty soon. All right, let's see where we want to put this. And I think right about there, or do I want it down here? That little vacuum cleaner, that desk vac, that's another Amazon product. I absolutely love it. And you saw how quick it took up all of that debris off of my desk. All right, I'm going to grab a glue dot. These are just the perfect thing to put a bow down with. So just pick it up on the back knot of your bow, and they pick up beautifully. And then we're going to put this right here on the corner, just like that. And then all of this can get popped up on your card wherever you want to put it. So I'm thinking right about there, and we're going to pop that up with some dimensionals. And if you notice what I'm doing, I'm lining the dahlias that was right here on this corner. This was totally a happy accident. I did not know that this was going to end up being like this, but since it is, I'm going to line that up just like that. And what a cute little card that is for a thank you card. And inside we're going to put a piece of white. So I'm going to cut this piece down to 4 by 5 1/4. And I think I do want to put a little sprig inside of this. So I'm going to go back to this particular, the one that I cut away. I love this piece. And we are going to do it in the Misty Moonlight just to follow suit. Let's see, we're going to be on this corner, so we're going to do it right about there. Just like that. And I may even come in with a little bit of the just Jade. How about soft succulent? I want it to be softer. So let's do the little sprig. And we're going to do it right here. And here. And see, I did that again. Okay, mono sand eraser one more time. What I may do is just do another sprig there that will camouflage it beautifully. So let's pull this over. Anytime you get ink on the edge of your stamp, it's best to clean it before you use it again. And I'm really rocking it around on here to get all of that excess ink off from around the edge. And let's try this again, and we're going to sprig it here and here. Oh, that's pretty. And it camouflages my little boo-boo, and that's always a good thing because we all make mistakes. None of us stamp perfect every time. Keeping your stamps nice and clean is so important. They are an investment, so keeping them clean is so important for the longevity of your stamp. At this time, I think I kept all of my sand on my work surface. So we're ready now to put this inside of our card. And it's ready to either stamp a message or... And you know what would have really been pretty if I'd have put a piece of white underneath all of this? But I like the dark. I think it's very pretty. It still has a winter look to it, even though it's we're done with Christmas. We're getting ready to celebrate the new year coming in. And I just thought this was just a real pretty card to do that with. I hope you've enjoyed the process of watching me design my own paper. You can use this as a whole piece on the front of a card, or you can cut it down and use it separate pieces like I did this. So many different ways that you can use your stamped paper. So I'm going to bring this up a little bit closer so you can see my details. And I thought this turned out absolutely beautiful. I hope it's something that you'll try. If you do, I'd love to see a picture of it. Go join our Facebook group. The link is in the description below, along with all the products that I used. Thank you so much for tuning in. May God keep you and bless you always. And as I always say in closing, let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. He is worthy. Until we craft again, God bless and keep you. Bye-bye.